Well, hello there, everybody. It's Jamie here. It's me. And welcome to Travel Blog Jamie on this, our Monday Night Live. It's fabulous to see you as we hurtle our way through winter and a very cold week here, actually, in the UK, but not nearly as cold as some of the countries some of you live in. Absolute ridiculous temperatures. I disapprove completely with what I'm reading here. Thank you for the countdown, by the way. Your countdown is the best I've ever seen. It went 10, 6, 9, 5, 1, 4. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know when I was supposed to be coming on or not, but I made it, yeah? And don't you worry about the cold, my darlings, because you know what? I am absolutely here for you to warm you up substantially and stratospherically and scientifically and sustainably and any other words beginning with S you would like me to throw in there? I don't know. Please post your S's below. Nothing rude, of course, my darlings. Not on a Monday night. We don't do rude on a Monday night, do we? Is that a bit of an over-the-top start? It might be. Not like me at all, is it? But listen, how are you, my loves? How are you? I've been worried about you all this week. I've got to say, I've seen some very sad stories. Very sad people, cancellations here, there, and everywhere. It makes me concerned. In the chat, please let me know how you are. A 0 means help me now, come and get me, save me. And a 10 is like, I am totally riding on top all the way to the hills and beyond. Oh dear, I'm not starting very well today. Oh, I need to rein it in a bit, don't I? It's because you know what? I've been in the forest for the weekend, Madonna. I've been in the forest. I'll come back to that a little bit later. Anyway, I would score myself at an 8, same as our young John there, an 8. I have been in the forest for the weekend, a long weekend with Mafu, and it's done wonders for me. It really has. Who needs to cruise when you can go and stay in a forest? And I just feel relaxed and rejuvenated. So I give myself a very perky 8 out of 10. Gosh, those marks coming from you lot, they're all over the place, aren't they? All over the place. Oh dear. If you see anybody with a 4 or below, can you make sure you check in on them in a minute for me, please? Okay, I'll make sure I check on them after this, definitely. And listen, thank you so much for your ongoing, continued, progressive support. Reaching nearly 22,000 subscribers. I cannot believe the last week has been cray with you lovely people. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, because there's so much coming this year. It's absolutely ridiculous, with a capital dick. Ridiculous. Not being rude there, of course. And also, I passed 5 million views today. This week. So clearly one of you has probably had me on a loop going around and around and around for 5 million occasions. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I love you all. What does that I normally do? I love you. I love you. I love you. I don't love you. Oh my God, I love you. You are one saucy little minx. Before we go any further, please do give this video a cheeky little like, of course, or a thumbs up. I think you've got a thumbs up on this, haven't you? Do subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on those cheeky little notifications for my bi-weekly cruise and travel vlogs. That means you're going to have a vlog every Wednesday, every Saturday, and then, of course, we've got our lives. But hold on to something. Hold on. Are you holding on to something or someone? Just be careful what you hold on to. I'm not around next Monday. I'm really sorry. Matthew and I will actually be cruising the Atlantic from the Canaries, the Hairy Canaries, up to Madeira. I need to come up with something. Madeira. It will come to me later. And I'm not risking P&O Wi-Fi to try and do a live. It could be total car crash, okay? I won't be with you on Monday, but don't you worry. I'll be back the following Monday, hopefully with even more news. And of course, my roundup of our Pinot Azura Hairy Canary and Madeira cruise. I don't. Isn't it really bad that I actually make myself laugh sometimes? I believe that's like the worst thing ever you can do is make yourself laugh. I don't actually think I'm very funny, by the way. It's just when I'm talking to you all, God blimey, there's like 563 of you, and I think, what on earth must you think of me? Also, don't forget, we can follow each other and have a good old nose at each other's pictures on Faceache. Just search Jamie W for William Robbins, Jamie W Robbins, and unless you've got some really dodgy profile, we can follow each other. Okay, I had a really interesting profile this week, and I had to say no because the sort of bio just said I smoke weed every single day. Not me, this person. And when I looked at the profile, there was all sorts of dodge on there. So I thought I better not do that one. So, but come on over to Faceache. We'll have a ball. We really will. And you'll love my thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. Also, I'm on X, Instagram and Threads at Travel Jamie. Don't forget, you can become a patron at patreon.com/travel Jamie. I now have over 124 of you. I say 100 over because every time I say, oh, I've got this number, I literally have someone else join. And there is now a tier 5. I've introduced a tier 5 this week. So if you do want to get up close and personal with me, why on earth you'd want to do that, I don't know. Tier 5 is the one for you. Not that up close and personal, obviously. Not to mention, I'm still on Cameo, pumping out those personalized messages. Christmas has gone, but people have got birthdays, and Valentine's is also coming up. It could be the perfect birthday or Valentine's gift, or if you want to destroy someone's life, and you can use me for that as well. If I don't know, the love of your life has ditched you, I'm ready for you. I'm there. I've got that message ready. Could be a car crash, could be a lovely present, who knows. But look, coming up today, we have regular items. I know him so well. There's no trolling Travel Blog Jamie this week because I've not been trolled at all since last Monday. Yes, there have been a few moans and grumbles and a few people saying how rude I am. Some people saying they would like me to change and tone it down a little bit. But then I've just said, perhaps you should stop watching and watch somebody else. That's my tip for you. I mean, I didn't change for my family when they wanted me to change, so there's really no hope in hell I'm going to change for those people, is there? I would suggest they are two slices of bread and a slice of ham short of being a meat sandwich, my darlings. But I'm really sorry if that disappoints you. I've not been trolled this week at all. So I'm sure anyone out there listening will no doubt come back with a vengeance. They normally do, don't they? Also today, I'll be talking a little bit about a response from P&O we've had in response to the response that we didn't have and the issues we had last week. I'll go through all of you shortly, of course. It's also Cruise Week, which I'm excited about. I'll give you a few details about that. And of course, I'll be taking your questions. Now, last week, there were over 515 questions in the chat. I didn't answer them all. It's a bit of a lottery now, isn't it? I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry. But please know that I really appreciate all your questions, very much so. And I do read through everything after a live. I absolutely do. And most of the time, you have me in stitches. You really do. So please know I do read every single comment and question. And I'm so sorry I don't get to all of your questions. So everything you're typing now, I'm not going to necessarily see much of that until later. Until I say, right, folks, ready with your questions, go, I would hold fire, okay? Right, it's time for I Know Him So Well. Oh, yes. Hashtag I know him so well. Here are my questions for ce soir, and you are going to write your answers down in the chat. So, what was my first ever cruise ship? And for a bonus point, what was Matthew's first ever cruise ship? I shall repeat. What was my first ever cruise ship? And what was Matthew's first ever cruise ship? I will get back to you with those answers a little bit later. And whilst you're busy typing your answers in the chat, Titanic, I swear, how old do you think I am? Goodness me, who was that? Oh my God, technological. Well, clearly no logic there. Tech Titanic, you cheeky little minx. If you were here, I'd give you a little slap across the backside. I've got to be honest with you. Whilst you're busy with that, my darlings, on Saturday, Matthew and I will be jetting off with Tui. Thank you, Jesus, not Malif, to the Hairy Canaries for our Canary and Madeira cruise. We're going to join P&O Azura. It's just a week. Mischievous Madeira. That's what I'm calling it. The Hairy Canaries and Mischievous Madeira. I like that. I think it's got a nice ring to it, unless you've got something better. We've got so many great things planned. I don't know why I actually chosen to or agreed to walk a volcano in La Palma, but I'm sure it will be fine. It'll be an interesting vlog if it's not fine, that's for sure. Got some great things planned, but also we're staying absolutely midship. You cannot get any more midship than this cabin, and it's a superior deluxe cabin on this cruise. Nice sized cabins, a few little perks with those. Perfect for a cabin party, actually. Anybody coming along? Any of you going to come along? Anyone want to come along? Got room for a few more in there. In other news, we've just spent a long weekend in a forest. Yes, Center Parcs Longley, which is only about an hour from us, actually. You might be aware of that because when I did a vlog on MSC, I actually took an excursion from Portland to Stonehenge, and it took 3 hours to get there. And we live very close. Some of you have said, Jamie, have you ever mentioned that to us? Because I think I said it a lot in the vlog. Well, we were in that direction again, and my goodness, what a fab time. We were swinging through the trees, of course, owl encounters, bowling. Oh my God, I had massive big pink balls, which some of you would have seen on Faceache if we follow each other. Say no more. It was cold. Cycling, all coming soon in a vlog for you as well, probably in the next week or so. And I've got to be honest with you, I haven't ached so much in a long time. Every single part of me aching. Parts of me I didn't even know I had, my darlings. I didn't know they existed, and I certainly didn't know they ached either. It was fabulous, and as I said earlier, I felt so relaxed. I felt so rejuvenated. The best sleep. Last week, I worked very long hours. I know no one really cares, and everyone works hard. I'm just saying, I worked from about 7:30 each morning last week till midnight, and it was hard work. It really was. So it was a much-needed weekend of rest, and we just loved it. So I hope you also enjoy that vlog when it comes out. I'd describe it as joyous. That's how I describe it. Have you seen part 2 of my Caribbean cruise vlog? I did see a few questions earlier about when is part 3 out. Interestingly, you know when I do the little outros on my videos, Matthew says they're called a sizzle reel or something. I call them sizzled sizzle reels because I can never remember, something like that. Most of the comments I had on the vlog was not about the Caribbean cruise itself. It was more about what's coming next in part 3 and our 16-hour delayed journey home and being dumped in the airport overnight. It feels to me that that's what you're all waiting for. Okay, I haven't finished editing the video yet, but it will be with you Wednesday at 7:30 a.m. So if you're an early bird and you want to catch a glimpse, then set those alarms, and yeah, it's all yours from Wednesday, the concluding part. Now then, my patrons, because they get behind the scenes vlogs exclusively for them, they've already seen much of what happens. And if any patrons are in the house, I think you could probably attest to this. The comments that I've read about it, one of discomfort and anger, and a few people have said they couldn't believe how everything got worse and worse and worse and worse right up until the end, and it sort of beggared belief. So when I say I hope you enjoy that vlog, I don't really think it's that enjoyable. I think it's kind of shocking. And when I edited those sections, my God, it kind of took me back to those moments and shivers down the spine. And I hope that I never experience that again. And none of you do either. So 7:30 Wednesday. It'll all be finished and uploaded tomorrow, ready for you, I promise you. We haven't yet had any compensation from Malif, but we're not expecting any yet either. It can take up to 2 months. I will let you know, and I'm sure other people online, you'll probably find out from them first if compensation starts coming through, and indeed if we get the full amount of compensation, or they try to reduce it for whatever reason. I hope not, because that would be unwise given the amount of angst and upset. I will, of course, make sure you are the first to know. We also have heard back from P&O. You might remember we obviously sent a very detailed, comprehensive, in-depth, factual, not emotive, because emotional letters of complaint do not go down well. Keep it factual. I know some people out there have sent some very aggressive messages and emails to P&O. I totally understand why you would want to do that. Believe me, I'm the first to understand. But it's not necessarily going to get people very far. I just think in those situations, I really strongly recommend people just stay very measured, which I've been criticized for. That's, I personally think, the best way of doing things. Say from the outset what you're trying to achieve, and then lay down your facts without any emotion. Don't use lots of adverbs. Don't be saying extremely and very, anything with an ly. Try and avoid that, just stay factual, which is exactly what we've done. Now, as you know, the response we had last week was abysmal. Melissa says, I attest. I've never used that word, Melissa. I've never, ever used that word in my life. God, how posh am I? So P&O, as you know, last week responded to our formal complaint, saying we needed to contact Malith if we wanted compensation for a delay. Which obviously very much upset us in the moment, because the letter of complaint was not about the delay. We've already sorted that with Malef. We're waiting for their response and comp. So it was upsetting that they hadn't read our letter at all. Now, I posted about this on X/Twitter, or whatever you want to call it, Twitter. That's what I call it. And a rep from P&O actually asked me to contact them, which I did. Do keep those thumbs up coming. I know I'm yapping away. It'll be your turn soon, I promise you. But keep them coming. Thank you. That's kind of, just saw some come through. Thank you, my lovers. So someone reached out to me. I messaged them. I've got to say, so this particular person called Claire, I don't know surname. I wouldn't mention surname. She was very good. She was apologetic, not profusely, but on a very measured scale of being apologetic. She was very professional, she was very helpful, and she wanted to help. She wanted to do something about this, and I think most of you will attest to this. Get me twice in one evening. When there's a problem and a company wants you can see they want to deal with it. I think that makes such a difference. It calms you down. It makes you think someone is listening, even if they're not. You hope they are, don't you? And I really do think that makes a big difference. And I was complimentary about her on X, on Twitter, and I also messaged her to thank her. And I said how much I appreciated her taking the time out to provide a level of care and support that up to that point had been lacking hugely. And I did say to her, if the company as a whole operated in the way she was operating, I think it would help to alleviate a lot of angst and perhaps reduce some of the concerns out there. It's a shame that not more people, not more reps from the company are acting in that way. So I did appreciate it. Anyway, she said she's going to contact complaints for us. She absolutely did, because subsequently we did have a letter from P&O. It's not a completed investigation about what happened, but it was, I feel, a step in the right direction. And if you don't mind, I'm going to read that out to you, actually. I think it's important that you get it word for word and not just some bollocky summary from me. Oh God, I've got to stop swearing. Before I read this, do you mind? I haven't had a drink yet. I've got absolute citron. Now, some of you said last week I was hardcore because I was having vodka neat, but why not? Cheers, my darlings. If you've got any nibbles, eat them now. If you've got any drinks, I'm cheersing with you. Oh, that smells stronger than last week. Oh, bottoms up. Oh, it burns. To the letter. That was obviously like a EastEnders cliffhanger moment, you know, keep you waiting. Here's the letter. Dear Mr. Robbins and Mr. Bertram, otherwise known as Mr. Betrobbins, as I call him. Thank you for your email with regards to your recent cruise. Firstly, I am sincerely sorry for any further upset caused by the previous response received. I appreciate that, by the way, I do. I can assure you that a case has been logged for investigation and response, and a member of our team will be in contact with you as soon as possible. Please note, we may take up to 28 days to reply as per the guidance of ABTA. Yeah, we know. And depending on the level of investigation needed, quite a lot, I would suggest. I am extremely sorry that you have had cause to email us, and we shall be in contact in due course. Kind regards, name, guest support team leader. Now, I think that is a reasonable email to send, or letter. I feel that it is listening, they're hearing us, and they are going to act upon it. Of course, the big question now, isn't it, is how are they going to act upon it? I appreciate them apologizing for getting it so wrong last weekend, because we were absolutely fuming. I have to be honest with you. We thought at that point they're just going to try and push us aside and throw Malith under a bus again, throw Malith under an operational plane. But they haven't. And I think that's great. So you are going to be the first to know, of course, what they say next. Someone said to me some time ago, it's going to take a long time, Jamie. You know that, don't you? And I said, yeah, we're ready for it. We are ready for the battle. And if all we get out of this is a profuse apology for what happened to everyone, so be it. But everyone needs to have an apology as a minimum. It's absolutely essential. If they can apologize for the way they handled our complaint last week, they can apologize for dropping us off in an airport with no facilities for 9 hours overnight when the plane wasn't scheduled to leave. I'm sure they can manage this. Come on, P&O. I have faith in you. I do. In fact, I have so much faith in you. I'm going to pour myself one more drink whilst you think about how you can put this right. Honestly, I am willing you on. I really am. So here's to a positive response for everybody concerned and involved. Oh gosh, that was a bit more than last one. Cheers. One more time. One more time. Who's that from? Is that a winner of Britain's Got Talent? Is that Vigo somebody? Oh, it still burns. Oh, it still burns. I disagree, Robert. That is a standard pro forma message. I disagree with you totally. If you have seen some of the messages that have been sent out recently, it ain't anything like a standard pro forma message, what we received. Nope. Sorry. Right, okay. And now back to I Know Him So Well. So some of you actually guessed correctly. Absolutely. My first cruise ship was actually P&O Oceana, and it was a Christmas cruise back in 2011. Some of you got that right. Well done to you. Hi, Visman. That's who it was. Vigo, somebody. And Matthews, I'm not sure if anyone got this one right. Matthews was the Canberra back in, he says, 1987. He has very fond memories of Canberra. What I will say, though, is very often when people talk about cruising of the golden age and often refer back to the Canberra, he has very different recollections of Canberra to some people out there. You know, the shared bathrooms, smaller cabins, lots of vibrations. food that he felt was not to his taste at all, lots of offal, etc., and fancy dress evenings. Oh my God, I've seen some of the pictures. People like just get dressed up as clowns and stuff. So it's not quite the same as some other people's recollections, but hey ho. Okay, I'm now ready for all of you. So from this point onwards, Monya Whitelock was the last person to comment. You look so sad tonight. Do I? Wow. Is that comment? Do I look sad? I'm really surprised. Anybody else think I'm looking sad? Maybe, I don't know. I really don't feel sad. I feel really zen and relaxed and happy, to be honest with you. Anyway, to hell with dry January, says Gary Logan. What's dry January? Is that where you don't shower for a month? What is that? What is that? Question from Jay Smith. What do you think would be the ideal response from Pinot? Of course, an apology, but is there anything else? I would... I actually want an apology on behalf of everyone. That's what I want. I'm not looking for anything else, compensation or anything. Maybe you think we should, but if they compensate in any way, so be it. I want an apology from them, and I want compensation from Manaf, okay? You have to down 10 shots by 9 p.m, says Mark. Jeez, Mark. I might have a third. I don't think you look sad. Some people are saying, no, I don't look sad. New phone case is lovely, but I haven't used it yet, and I'll tell you why. Because my current one is nearing its end of lifespan, and I feel like I need to let it die on me before I use the next one, and I'll use the next one. I'm not too paid to be sad. I'm going to use the new one. Thank you, Chrissy. I don't know, probably on my next cruise or something like that. Okay, let's keep going through. Have you been on Arcadia? Yes, Steve. I was on Arcadia just last month and have about 4 vlogs about it. So if you just search travel blog Jamie and then Pinot Arcadia, they will come up. So that was oh gosh, no, it was November the was it around the 19th? Some of you will know better. Some of you know what I'm doing better than I do. Was it the 19th of November? Anybody remember? It was recent. Maxine, doing our first riverboat cruise. Oh, I love river cruising, love it. Christmas markets. Thinking to do first ever ocean cruise on MSC in Yacht Club. Oh my gosh, too much too soon? Oh, a few days after your river cruise. God damn, no, it's not too soon. You do as many cruises and riverboat cruises as you want. Do more. Absolutely, I completely and utterly approve and suggest you do those. Andrea, cruise credit and apology. Oh, cruise credit, yeah, that would be all right as well, Andrea, absolutely. Budget was Samantha, not a question, but thanks for your vlogs. Cheer me up during a tough time. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay. But also, I'm pleased if they make any difference to you. Obviously, I am. Take care, won't you? Annabelle, hi from Ireland. Hi, Sky. Do you think they give you a free cruise? No. No free cruises, because that would be like 300 people. No, I don't think so. Christina, hi Jamie. Where's Matthew's behind the scenes video? Oh, I've mentioned this before. I'm really sorry if he's listening. Matthew started doing bits and bobs, filming for the behind the scenes, and it didn't have coherence. It was just sort of individual random scenes. So we're gonna have to work on his storyboarding. If he's listening, he's probably rolling his eyes. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing any storyboarding. Oh, look at that. Where did that happen? One more. That's it. Just one more. Cheers. Oh, that one really burned. Oh, ooh, God, blimey, that's warming me up, though. I'll tell you that much. Christina, hi, Jamie. Oh, no, that's all I've just done. I've been drinking too much. Haley, what skincare do you use? Your skin looks amazing. Oh, it's called little round discs of light to help with the tired skin. I actually do moisturize a lot because at my age, you know, the skin just starts sagging and falling off, unfortunately. You know, I'm getting older. What can I say? How old am I going to be next year? Anybody know how old I'm going to be next year? Some of you know. You can post it below so I don't have to say it out loud. And don't say 60. Don't even go there. I'm not going to say how old I'm going to be next year. I like use like moisturizer, men's moisturizer, L'Oreal, and that kind of jazz. It's needed. I've got very tired eyes at the moment though, because I have had the worst sleep over the last number of weeks. It was only since going to Centre Parks I've had like 3 nights of like blissful sleep and a little bit of a lie-in. I'll kiss goodbye to all of that again from tomorrow. Okay. Carl says, can't wait to meet you on the 10th of Feb. I can't wait to meet you as well, Carl Davies. And I hope you live up to my expectations. Like, you're my hero. And when people meet their heroes, sometimes they're disappointed, aren't they? So I hope that you are awesome. And by the way, mine's a Savvy Blanc or a passion fruit martini, no sugar syrup, or an espresso martini, no sugar syrup. That's all I need. All 3 at the same time as well. I'm really sorry. I'm skipping some questions. And it's not on purpose. It's just that everything is scrolling so fast. Question, was it a GoPro or phone in waterproof case and Centre Parks? Oh God, I don't have a GoPro. You know what? I actually bought a GoPro a couple of years ago thinking I'm just going to use the best equipment. I was rubbish at using a GoPro, and it didn't actually do what I wanted. And also, you know that, what's it called, a fisheye lens when it sort of does that? I know some people use these, is it Insta360 cameras and stuff? I've got nothing against all of that, but it doesn't look real. It just doesn't look real. So therefore, I thought I'm not having any of that. No, I want it to look real. So I'm still with, Chrissy will remind me, have I got an iPhone 12? Is it an iPhone 12? I think it's an iPhone 12. Have I resolved my problems with MSC? I'm not sure, Rach, what problems you're referring to. What problems? I didn't have any problems with MSC. I did book a cruise with them, and which got cancelled, and I tried to rebook something, and there were some issues with the whole booking process, so I just gave up. If that's what you mean, there was nothing to resolve really. I just haven't rebooked with them. Would I recommend Sky Princess? Asked Ian. I get asked that every week, don't I? Sky Princess is not our favorite layout in terms of world class ship, and sometimes the bars are very busy, but she is incredibly popular with a lot of my viewers. She's not my favorite. Would I go on her again? I would. I'd give her another chance. Okay, but most people love her. What do I think of Icon of the Seas? Too big? I don't actually. You're going to be shocked now. I've got a soft drink as well. I don't actually believe in too. That sounds dodgy. I don't believe in too big. I'll just leave that thought with you. I tell you why. Someone was saying to me the other day, oh, you had some lines on Iona, and it's because it's just too big. Too many passengers. Yeah, I was on Ambassador a few weeks ago, small ship, and the chaos was just horrendous in areas on that ship. And that's a small ship. I don't think it's got anything to do with small, medium, large, extra large, mega. I think it's got to do with management of flow of people, you know, what kind of entertainment is on during some of the busy times. I think it's got everything to do with staffing and crew levels as well. We've been on some of the larger ships and had very little in terms of waiting, and I've been on small ships and had, I remember Oriana, we had some of our worst service ever on Oriana, P&O's Oriana. I know, much beloved ship. No, she wasn't for us, actually. We had some terribly long waits there. So I think it's about how it's managed. I think it's about crew levels as well. That's my personal opinion. So nothing is too big for me. Quote, nothing is too big for travel blog Jamie, unquote. I'd love to go on Icon. Lisa says, thank you for being you. Love your content and has inspired us to book our first cruise as soon as we've received our passports. Go, Lisa, and you're welcome. Steve is going to check out the Arcadia vlogs. You're welcome. Robert, will you be going on a Virgin Voyages cruise, Jamie? So, Robert, this comes up most weeks as well. I've actually been on Virgin Voyages. Scarlet Lady, God, what a saucy minx she was. I have vlogs on Scarlet Lady and the Virgin Voyages vlog. It also features in my top 6 cruise lines. Love Virgin Voyages. It's not all perfect or to my taste, but it's just fresh enough and different enough with some excellent facilities and food and entertainment. And I'm very hard to please with entertainment. It has enough for me to say this is a great cruise line, and I think it's going from strength to strength, and they're starting to win quite a lot of awards as well. So I recommend Virgin Voyages, and I absolutely would recommend Virgin Voyages to anyone who says they're not for me, that won't be for me. Just go and try it. Try something different, and try not to compare every ship to every ship and every cruise line to every cruise line, because they're all different, aren't they? They are, apart from the fact that I want my pools filled, and I will absolutely compare Ambassador. I had someone today saying to me, like, what do you expect? It's winter. Why would they fill the pools? And I'm like, to go swimming. They're like, but why would anyone go swimming in the winter? I'm thinking, are you what? It's nothing to do with the outside air temperature. It's to do with how well they heat their pools. I've just spent a week in the forest in the pool, outside in the pool. It was 29 degrees, 29.5 degrees Celsius, the water temperature. It was stunningly beautiful. Oh, it was just Zen-arama. So fill your blimmin' pools, Ambassador, like every other cruise line. I am comparing you and I am judging you now. Sorry, not sorry. Annabelle asked where my next cruise is. Oh my goodness, I already mentioned earlier, we are off on Pinot Azura, Hairy Canaries, and Mischievous Madeira this Saturday, flying with TUI, not Mammoth. Yay! Let's hope it's not. Oh my God, can you imagine if we have a massive delay again? I don't think that will end well for anybody. Please keep those thumbs up coming, folks. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. I think you all want to watch that vlog on Wednesday, don't you? Make sure you subscribe. Tracy, hi Jamie, going on Queen Victoria. Oh, I love Queen Vic. To Rotterdam. I love Rotterdam. If you've seen my vlogs, you know I love Rotterdam. What is the best way to get to Amsterdam? Oh no, stay in Rotterdam. It's just awesome. There's so much to do there. Is it best to book an no excursions to Amsterdam from Rotterdam? Get a train. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. I think it's about £17. They are very, very regular. If you've got an overnighter in Rotterdam, maybe go on the first day, just to be on the safe side, but no excursions needed to Amsterdam. And if you've watched my vlogs from Ambassador and Arcadia over the last 2 months, you'll see exactly what I got up to in Amsterdam. That sounds dodge. I did go to the red light district. I did get propositioned, my darlings. I'll be honest with you. I nearly choked on whatever I was drinking and eating at the time, probably a freak male. That would have looked terrible, wouldn't it? All that mayo coming out, frothing at the mouth. Oh my God, just stop talking, Jamie. I've got loads of ideas and suggestions for you what to do in Amsterdam. Save you money on those excursions where they charge you like £40 just to go on a canal boat cruise that costs €13. Check them out, okay, and have a great time. Anita, cheers. On the hard stuff, dilute. Oh, no dilute, my darling. No, not in this household. Tanya, would you recommend Morella Discovery? Yeah, we love Discovery. We do. I'd prefer not to have too many sea days on Discovery because it's a busy mid-sized ship out on deck. And of course, Morella do the hot stuff. They're always in the hot climes. But I think on the whole, you're going to have a lot of port-heavy itineraries for Morella. I've got vlogs on Morella Discovery. In fact, we were on Discovery in the summer when we sailed from Florida to the Bahamas to New York and then to Charleston. And it was awesome. Yeah, but a busy ship. Check it out because obviously an older ship as well. Very different feel about Morella. And I mean that in a positive way as well. It's very chilled. I like that sometimes. I really do like that sometimes. Pauline, good evening, Jamie. Hope to see you on Ion on the 10th of February. Who else is coming on this cruise? I feel like the whole world, plus their families and their pets and strangers from the street, are all coming on this P&O Iona cruise on the 10th of February. I really hope you all come and say hi, even if I'm looking. Sometimes people said, "Oh, I didn't want to come over to you because you looked sad or you looked like you're annoyed." It's like, no, I'm neither of those things. The thing is, though, you can't smile 24/7. You do know this, don't you, darlings? Because you would look maniacal, first of all, but also people just don't tend to walk around with a massive smile on their face all the time. Can you imagine? um, so come and say hello anyway. And you don't have to be in the vlog. Okay. A lot of people like, oh no, I don't want to be in the vlog, but I wanted to come and say hi. No problem. Okay. I might ask you, if I'm in a rush, I might not ask you, but always come and say hi. Okay. So yes, looking forward to seeing and meeting lots of you. I really am. SGC, looking good, Jamie, looking good, feeling great, looking good, feeling great. And love you as you are. You're not looking sad at all. Oh, good, because I didn't feel like I was looking sad. I mean, we had to talk about a few serious issues, didn't we? But I'm not sad, I promise you. Nadia, on your Caribbean cruise, do you think you would have preferred it with no or less children? Makes no difference. Honestly, we've cruised, obviously, as a teacher for 25 years. I've nearly always cruised during school holidays. So unless we've gone on an adults only cruise ship, there's always been lots of children around. And we tend to find it's the adults you've got to look out for. Some of them being particularly noisy, dragging chairs. Have you noticed on my vlogs? I hate dragging of chairs. Pick them up. They're not heavy, most of them. Pick them up, dragging them. I don't like sunbed lounger hoggers very much either, if I'm honest with you. And it's normally the adults that do all of that. And it's the adults that I find are a bit pushy in the Le Buffet. All of that, I can't bear. And if you're going to do that next to me or in front of me, you can expect me to say something to you, okay? Just warning you now. Hashtag warning. Hashtag red light, not district. Thank you. So no, it wouldn't have made any difference, actually. There's also on Arvia an adults only pool on some itineraries. On that one, it absolutely had an adults only pool, which was heaving with adults eventually on sea days. I've got to be honest with you. So yeah, we're kind of used to it. And kind of, I was saying to Matthew at Centre Parks this weekend, it's really nice seeing all these families actually at Centre Parks. They were spending their time together. On cruise ships, I find that the kids like to sort of head off and do their own thing, don't they? Or go to the kids clubs and stuff. But in Centre Parks, I saw so many families like playing sports together, having a laugh, always together in the pool or going down the rapids. It was really nice to see, actually. I really liked that. Not that we have children, not that we're going to have children. I've taught hundreds and hundreds of children over the last 25 years, and that's enough for me. Okay, so not being rude or nothing, but you keep your children to yourselves. Uncle Jamie ain't babysitting for you. Anyway, on with your questions. Millie says, love the second vlog on the Caribbean. Which one would you say would be better for the Caribbean, Pinot or Morella? Okay, for me, Pinot. And the reason being, with Arvia out there, there's a lot of deck space. There's lots of open space. On Morella, there's just less of that, So if you've got 2 sea days in a 7-day cruise, I'd rather spend my sea days on Pinot. But that doesn't mean I don't like Morella or don't think they offer some great itineraries at all. And also, oh, blimey, there was this lovely couple who were from the Morella Discovery when we were in Antigua who came over. They're in the 3rd part of the vlog. And oh my gosh, this woman, she was so lovely. She was so excited to see us. She was going, oh, it's Matthew as well. She's like, Matthew, we love you. Just keep doing what you're doing. Be who you are, Matthew. Just keep doing it. And then she came and gave me a massive kiss as well. I nearly turned my head a bit too much. It was nearly full on the lips and tongues and everything. It wasn't tongues. Oh, God, why do I always say these things? You try talking for an hour and 10 minutes without stopping and try not to have any pauses and have good transitions to see if you don't say anything dodge. I challenge you. I was at this is going to be interesting or not. You might think, no, Jamie. I was thinking of doing a sort of marathon live at some point. I don't know what the context would be, but I thought it might be quite an interesting thing to do. And then I thought I might be able to do something to raise money for a charity, like Alzheimer's or something. You know, my dad, who had Alzheimer's 15 years before he passed, bless him. And I thought it might be a nice thing to do at some point. So I'm going to keep thinking about that one. And then you can sort of tune in and tune out as you want over however many hours it may be. Could I talk for like 24 hours on the trot? I don't know. Might give it a go one day. Maxine, thanks for the green light. Oh, is this about my age? Yeah, I haven't got to those yet. Peter, question, would you have bought level 8 cases if it wasn't gifted? Well, I don't know, because I didn't know about them beforehand, Peter. I don't know. They got in touch with me and I said, well, I'll take one, but I won't be advertising it if it is not a case I like or get on with, because I'd never advertise something that I don't like. So I can't answer that question because I didn't know anything about level 8 cases beforehand, I'm afraid. Sorry. Would I have bought one? Probably not, because it's very expensive, and I've been very honest about that. Like, this is a great case. I love my case. It was gifted, as I've always indicated, but it ain't cheap. I can see why it's not cheap in terms of the quality. So I don't know, because if they hadn't contacted me, I never would have heard of them. I think that's as honest I can be, okay? And they're expensive. They're great quality. I don't tend to spend that much money on anything. So I doubt it, actually. I doubt it. There you go. You want honesty? You're going to get it from me. I'm not going to hide behind anything. There's still great cases, though. And if you are someone who has the extra ka-ching, I think you should buy them. Definitely. Kate, have you been on Queen Elizabeth? No, she's one of the queens I haven't yet sailed on. We are going on Anne in the summer. Sky is going on Avia. Have a great time. Dizzy Lizzie, have you used Caribbean Island Tour Company? No, I haven't, actually. I've got my own reasons for that, but I believe they are very reputable and offer very good services. So I think you should go for it. I've heard good things about them. Kim, we are looking to purchase a non-alcoholic drinks package. Is that limited to 15 a day? No, non-alcoholic. You can guzzle as much as you want. It's only limited to the alcohol package, okay? All right, let's keep going. I'm so far behind, haven't I? Because no one's actually posted how old they think I'm going to be next year yet. Is that coming? Have I got that to look forward to? Cruise credit would help with those who may not want to go back on P&O, so technological. Yeah, I think that is a very reasonable thing to suggest, actually. Like I said, I hadn't really thought about compensation from P&O. I just feel like an apology is first and foremost the most important thing to do, and recognize that they've made a mistake. But I do take your point. Cruise credit for anyone who is currently booked on them would be great. Steve says, haven't watched vlogs much, but I am now. Though, as you know, send photos to your Facebook page. This is true. Unfortunately for you, if you're going to ask about Arcadia and cruises I've been on, I'm always going to give you an answer, and then I'm going to direct you to the vlogs, because my vlogs tend to have a lot of tips and information as well. Carol says, my mum and dad went on Canberra. They didn't have a bathroom at all. They had to go down the hallway with their toilet bag to have a wash. Yes, I heard that, Carol. I mean, I know that's the golden age of cruising, but it ain't for me. It really isn't. John, going on my first cruise in July on Morella Voyager. Do you have any tips? Well, it depends where you're going. I imagine if it's July and Morella Voyager, it'll be the Mediterranean. Hopefully, well, one of my tips is, have you watched my vlogs on Morella Voyager? I've got cabin tour, I've got ship tour, and then I've got the 2 full-length vlogs documenting a whole week in the Med. So yeah, that's going to be a tip for you. I don't think I've got any top tips for Voyager, other than I think Corella is expensive for specialty dining in comparison to lots of other cruise lines now, but I think it's also worth trying Corella. It's one of the better Indian restaurants we feel at sea. I'd be more interested to know, though, to be honest with you, John, I'd be asking, well, what's your cabin, or where's your cabin location? What's your itinerary, before I can give you lots of tips on that one. Steve, where's Maffle? Free Maffle. Maffle doesn't want to be on the vlog. It's travel blog Jamie, not travel blog Maffle. If you want travel blog Maffle, you need to contact him directly and ask him. I have been asking Maffle for years. I've been trying to get Matthew in vlogs a lot more than he appears. I've been trying to get Matthew in pictures since I've known him 2 decades ago. If you lot think you can do better, go for it. Have a go, okay? And let me know how you get on with that. Aquarium, have you ever been to Las Vegas? Jackson says woof. As in like a dog, not as in like a gay man going woof. I'm presuming. No, I haven't. I've actually flown over Las Vegas on the way to Los Angeles. There's just something about Las Vegas. I think I'd probably go there for a few nights en route to somewhere on the way back from somewhere. I can't imagine staying there too long. Maybe I'm wrong in that thinking. I know there's probably enough there to keep me occupied, though. Let me know why I should go to Las Vegas, and if you all say I have to go, I'll go and I'll vlog it for you, okay? Ask and ye shall receive. I don't know whether I'm saying this correctly. Malvia, doing the Caribbean cruise in 5 weeks and can't wait. I hope you have a great time, and I hope your weather is as good as what we had. It was so cool. Oh gosh, Mark's asking where's Matthew now. We want Matthew. I've already told you, if you want Matthew, go and get him, go and ask for him, and good luck with that. Bex, cheers. Oh no, I've just scrolled down so far. Bex, cheers to you as well. I'm going to miss loads of comments now, and you're going to kill me. I think people are having a conversation about what to do in Rotterdam. Market hall, cube houses, of course. Take water taxis everywhere. Go up the Euromast. It's fabulous. Love Rotterdam so much. People are saying they would definitely come over and say hi. Thank you so much. You're never dressed without a smile. I thought you were going to say you'll never fully dress them. I'm flying from London, by the way, Mark, not from Southampton or Bournemouth. I've only ever flown into Southampton from Edinburgh, and that was on Flybe with the little propellers. I had to literally put my arm out the window and go like that to keep them going at one point. So not flying from either of those. Okay. Overnight parking and stay. Looked at all your hotel reviews. Now confused where to stay. Probably because I've got so many Southampton hotel reviews, and some of them are awesome. Good luck with your choice. Nadia says, spot on with that, walking around with a smile all the time. Can you imagine? I mean, I look like I need help most of the time, let alone if I did that. Is there an itinerary you haven't been on that's on the bucket list? Ask Michelle. Yeah, I'm still looking to do Alaska, Iceland, and Greenland, which I'm hoping I'll be able to fit some of that in the summer of this year, but I'm not going beyond June right now for all of this is what I'm up to this year. Okay, so one to watch for sure. Would I go back on Avia? Yes, Claire, I've been on Avia twice now. The first time was Mediterranean cruise for a fortnight, which was great. And then the Caribbean. I don't think it was very mixed necessarily. I just think it's because the end of part 2 of the vlog, we had a bit of a mixed evening, if you remember. And I think that's partly unfortunate, really, because there were people around us having a ball and getting served much quicker than us. Excuse me. I don't think that evening was representative of our experience. So yeah, we like Avia. We would go back on Avia, much like Iona, and I'm going back on Iona as well. David says, at least there won't be any Christmas pudding on 10th of Feb. Thank goodness. I don't like Christmas pudding. I don't eat it. It's got too much sugar. And the custard. Oh, David, I know, Mr. Webb, I know what you're referring to. I called it, I said something like, it looks like a plate of, and I'm not going to repeat that word whilst live, and there are still 600 of you here watching. Keep those likes coming, please. Thumbs up. You can fill in the gaps, though, okay, my darlings? It did look like... oh, I'm getting drawn. The vodka's wearing off as well. It's absolutely wearing off. Tanya says, you and me both, Jamie. I always say something as well. Sorry, yeah, just comes out. Louise, if you could only cruise on one ship again, what one would it be? Why do I only have to cruise on one ship again? Why does everything have to be reduced, my darling Louise, to you can only do one thing again? Because I never just do one thing. If I could go on any cruise ship again that I've been on, one more time, one more little trip, probably Queen Vic, Fred Olsen, Borealis. I would say Virgin Voyages, but the pool's not big enough. It's my last one. I want to swim my little ass off. Those two little lovelies, that will do me nicely. Don't ask for much. I really don't. Andrea's saying, press the like button. Damn, yes, press that button. We've got, is that me and Mo? Me and Mo, my and Mo? I love it. Hi, Jamie. Recently discovered your channel and subscribed. Thank you very much. Great content. Thank you very much. We have been loyal P&O customers for 10 years. Thought it was well overdue for a change, so we're trying Virgin. Oh, wow. What a change from P&O to Virgin. You know, I often hear people saying loyalty, being loyal to Royal, all of that stuff. Actually, I just think, no, don't be loyal to any one cruise company. They just want your money at the end of the day, my darlings. Go and try others. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? You don't like it and you go back to the original. I hope you enjoy Virgin. What a massive change for you. John says manners cost nothing. Okay, I do agree. Thank you for that, John. Carol, Pinot are charging £50 to go to Euromaster in Rotterdam. What? No, you just take a water taxi across if you don't want to walk for, I don't know, like €8 and then buy a ticket yourself. No, you don't need to. Do you know what? If you have some mobility restrictions, I totally get why you would do that. But, you know, these cities like Amsterdam and Rotterdam and Hamburg, you really don't need to be getting excursions and tours around those places. Did you do Mission Control on Avia, says John? No, I'm not really into escape rooms, actually, John. The last escape room I did, I was absolute shite at it. And I couldn't get out at the end either. So I thought, what kind of escape room is this? You can't even get out of it. All I wanted was a glass of something cold. I know they're great for some people, but it ain't really for me. Sorry. Also, I think the one on P&O is overpriced, and I've heard very mixed reviews. But if anyone's been and loved it, please let us know. Margaret, I used my white cane. Margaret, you cheeky little minx. What are you talking about? In the buffet. It works wonders when you hit people on the ankle. Margaret, I need to go to the buffet with you. You sound like my kind of lady. Kate, I still can't get my head around people putting towels or whatever on some beds and hardly using them. I know, it's just like selfish. I'm not one to use sunbeds, too prone to sunburn. I just don't get it. I mean, I couldn't lie on a lounger all day anyway. First of all, I get stupidly bored. I'd get burned, even if I slathered myself in like factor 5,000. I just get bored, you know. I want to go swimming. I want to have a little stroll. I want to go join the choir, quit the choir, join the choir, quit the choir, go on the rope course. I don't know, there's just things to do as well. I wouldn't want to just sit in one spot all day, and Matthew wouldn't like doing that either. For a little bit, we like that. Donna, interesting custard comment on the Avia vlog. I thought I misheard. I don't know what you're talking about, Donna. What are you talking about? Rachel, do they have husband clubs on cruises? I think that's called the sports bar, isn't it? Apparently. Tony, looking at some new cruises with a heart. Tony, come on one of mine. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Tony's lovely, by the way. Oh, I think he's got a partner as well. She's not too bad either, to be honest with you. Sue. Oh, it's lovely, Sue. Warwood. We met, didn't we? In, what's it? Oh, my goodness. A main dining room. Was it on Iona? Oh, Sue, put me out of my misery. Tell me. I'm sure we did. It will be Pancake Day and Valentine's Day as well. Oh, gosh. On our February cruise. I might write some cards out to people that day. Will Matthew give me a card, even though he's not on that cruise? Will he let me have a card to take away with me? He didn't get me a Christmas card this year. Said, oh, I didn't think we did that. Honestly. We do that. I do that. Tracy, haha, hating chairs dragging is a defo telltale teacher thing. It's also a thing when you've got awful hearing and tinnitus. It literally vibrates through me, and I just want to get my hands and I want to put them around someone's neck and I want to squeeze tight. I do. Oh gosh, I'm not allowed to say that. I'm just joking. You know that, don't you? Gosh, I'm going to get kicked off here in a minute. One of you's already like reported me. Report. Yin says, love your content, Jamie. Sad not to be on the 10th Feb cruise. Maybe the next time. Technological is lolling about something. Are you ruffling though? What are you doing? What are you laughing about? Lee, do you think some vloggers go on certain cruises with an agenda to be very negative about a specific ship? Yes, I absolutely do. Some, not many. To get more views, absolutely. And pretend they didn't know that a particular cabin is located near prom deck or on prom deck. Oh, please, come on. That's a load of nonsense. I'm absolutely, that makes me a little bit cross, actually. I've got to say, be better than that. Be better than that. Lee, I think I know exactly what you're referring to. Exactly. I haven't watched it. I've been told about it and I saw a thumbnail. I'm not into that. I think Morella in a ship like Arvia would be better than Pinot by a mile. Okay, that's each to their own. For me, I would want to be at sea on Arvia or Iona. David, remove the towels. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. If everyone actually just used a lounger when they needed it, you probably would have enough loungers for everyone. God, just the thought, you know. Kate says, sea days on Queen Elizabeth, Queen Mary II, and Royal Princess are great. Pleased to hear it. Darcy has retracted a message. We don't retract messages here. We're friends here. Percy with a big P says, defiantly. Oh, what are you defiant about? Kate, I would remove the stuff or speak to staff. Yeah. Lost ashore. I thought you were doing some rehearsal nonsense. You talk 6 hours a day. It's literally your job. You would be fine. Victoria from Lost Ashore. I'm going to share a secret with you all. I don't know if it's a secret. I have propositioned Victoria from Lost Ashore to come on a cruise with me. And she had to think about it for days and days. I'm still waiting for her to get back to me to say, okay, let's do one of these. She hasn't done it yet. You are correct. Victoria's correct. I literally talk 6 hours a day at work and then in meetings. Tanya says, fab idea. Unfortunately, I lost both my parents to Alzheimer's. Horrible disease. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to hear that. If I had any vodka in here, I would be cheersing to your beautifuls. But yeah, it's a horrible thing. And maybe that's something I can think about doing at some point. Hi, Frenchie. I see you. I see your pink glove as well. Why pink gloves tonight? Sarah, you could talk for 24 hours. We'd support you as it's very close to our heart. Okay, well, maybe that's something to think about. Lee says, Jay Smith says to Lee, I've watched those vlogs and I would say so. Rachel, question, are the Disney cruises enjoyable if you don't take children? Well, I've never taken children on any cruise. Yes. If you've seen my Disney vlogs, particularly the Magic, you'll know they have some awesome adults only areas, and they are awesome. I think the original ships, Magic, has the best adults only areas, although some of the bars on Disney Wish were pretty spectacular as well. Okay, they're very expensive though, and I've seen the UK sailings. Ouch, they're really expensive. Yana, we'd have to plan conversation start at strategic intervals if you did a talking marathon. True. I probably need some of you to come on and take over for me, or have a shared screen as well at some point. Marathon blog would be good. Technological, apart from iced coffee. Oh God, iced coffee. Do you know what? Can I just say something about iced coffee? The number of times I have iced coffee during the autumn and winter months, and people say to me, you can't have that, it's so cold, why have you got iced coffee? And I'm like, but you've got a soda, you've got a Coke, but it's got ice in it. I don't understand the difference. Weird. There's no so queer as folk. Darcy, I'm going on Fred Olsen in May half-term, and I want to know what to enjoy and best thing to do. You need to watch my Fred Olsen vlogs. Let me tell you, Vasco and Colours and Taste specialty dining are superb, and only £10 each if you book in advance. Also, you can book out the spa/thermal suite area for you and whoever's in your cabin for an hour for, again, £10 each. Nobody else will be in there apart from you. It's awesome. There's an outdoor area as well, lounges, fabulous views front of the ship. There you go. That's some of the things you should do on Fred Awesome. Have I been on Aurora? Yes, I love Aurora. Is it worth it? I don't. Every cruise is worth it, even the ones that I've thought are a bit meh. Mind you, that Ambassador one I would think twice about again, I have to say. But I still enjoyed elements of it very much, definitely. Love Aurora, older, elegant, tiered, lovely aft. Just like me. Percy, why don't you do a get-together one even on our in Feb? Oh, God, Percy of Big P, I ain't doing all that, my darling. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. I'm actually just going to go and have a lovely time meeting lovely people. I'm going to let other people do the work for once. I really am. There is a Facebook group for that particular cruise. If you do a search for it, and there are already people there saying, oh, we're going to organize a meet and greet and this, that, the other, and like, not with me, as a whole group. And I'm like, yeah, I'll come along to that, and I'm really pleased and thankful that other people are doing it. I have already organised something for my patrons. Actually, we've had something on the agenda for some time, and finally, we've agreed on a date. So, looking forward to that in March before our Aurora cruise. Actually, Marathon blog Jamie, how many different shots in 12 hours? Blimey, I'd say about 3,892, my darling, if I had to guess. Nadia, 50 next year. Oh, I'm not supposed to read that out, am I? Because if I am going to be 50 next year, I need therapy and don't want to be saying it out loud. Look at all you, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. David says, love your vlogs. Thank you, David. Lost ashore, the age of saga cruising. I'm actually looking forward to trying a saga cruise. Thank you very much. I'll probably be the youngest person on board, won't I? If I just reached that particular age. Enjoy Brecky, Kate. See you later. Lynn, is Pinot okay for solo passengers? Went with Fred Olsen, it was great, but fun. Pinot have like solo meets every day without fail. They do have solo cabins, and I have to say, out of all the solo cruises I've done, they've offered me the best value. Some people say it's extortionate, but I would disagree if you're looking in the right places, looking carefully. Here comes Lost Ashore again. The whole internet already thinks we are married. Behave yourself, telling 542 people you propositioned me. Oh, too late. That's what you get for saying I am ready for the saga era. Yeah, I propositioned Victoria at Lost Ashore. If any of our students are watching, do wash, please. Wash your clothes regularly, because otherwise it gets a bit whiffy. I propositioned her, and she's thinking about my proposition. Okay? No, I've definitely got tinnitus. Thank you very much, Tony. I don't even know what that is. Okay, now I know what that is. Thank you so much for that compliment. Not actually, my tinnitus is in this year, it's like Morse code tinnitus, and in this one, it's like someone screaming constantly and wailing, and it's just there all the time, exasperated by people who drag their freaking chairs. Just saying. Is there a big delay on? I don't know what that means. Sorry, is there a delay? Kim, love the idea of marathon thing. My mum has dementia, and we're currently looking around care homes. Sorry to hear that. It's tough. It's really tough, but I'm here for you. I know what it's like. Jim's Shed. What did you think of Marilla Voyager? Mixed. On our particular cruise, sewage smells in our corridor, not in our cabin though, thankfully. Sewage smells in 2 of the bars. It was quite off-putting. Some questionable service at times as well, but you know, everyone experiences the same cruise differently. There are cruises I've been on where I've had 0 issues and I've just loved every second, whereas other people on my cruise have said, what about this, what about that? I'm like, it just didn't happen to me. I'm really sorry. So Marilla Voyager is not one I'm going to rush back to. I'm going to give it some time. Yes, your partner can be 40. Thank you for that, Commodore Steve, cruise consultant. I'm fully aware Matthew is older than 40, though. Marissa, 50 is okay. It's better than the alternative. What's the alternative? 30? That's quite a good alternative. Flo, when I worked on cruise ships, we used to all do saga cruises, send a granny away. Oh, nice. Jay Smith, I've unsubscribed from the negative vloggers. Well, apparently I'm one of those. Someone commented today on, you remember when I did Iona, a week cruise in the fjords, and that vlog in particular has been watched for the equivalent of 4 years, which is crazy. And it's a very positive vlog because we just had a great time. But I wasn't happy with our inside cabin. I don't like the configuration of those particular cabins on Iona. And someone picked up on that today, and all they're going on about is how could I be so negative about the cabin and it's all they can afford. I mean, I'm not in charge of everyone's cash flow or how they save. Does that mean I can't go in a cabin that's not an inside cabin? I don't know what you want from me. I don't like that particular cabin. I'm really sorry. I have liked other inside cabins, as some of you will be fully aware. I like the Ambassador. Well, it was an Ocean View, actually. But the Arcadia inside cabin I had in November, I loved it. Yeah, it was in need of a refurb, but I love the cabin. So it's like, why just latch onto one negative thing when you've got an entire hour and 50 minutes of gorgeousness? Here comes Victoria again. Look out, everybody. And her comment just zipped away, so I'm not going to be able to read that now. What a shame. I'll have to read that back. Oh my goodness, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes of me yapping on. Have I made any videos about gratuities on cruise lines? Do you find it can get expensive if they're not included? I haven't made a vlog about that, actually, because gratuities change so often in terms of them going up and cruise lines that decide to include them. And also, I don't really want to, I suppose I could make a vlog on that without getting into why you should or shouldn't tip. Kind of not really something I'm interested in. It can add up, it can be expensive. And I think if you go on certain cruise lines, you have to factor that in. That's it. That's my personal opinion. Can't wait for your Iona vlogs as we're doing Northern Europe on her at Easter. You know, I did one last February of the same cruise. So if you search travel blog Jamie Iona, something like 1 week on board or something, it will come up for you. Okay. Sarah Johnson, please can everyone flood Jamie? Is that why I keep seeing all these hearts going boo, 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 boo? Thank you. That's really kind of you. I'm going to do a 2-minute countdown. I'm going to try and get through as many of these as I can. Jamie, the likes of the woman, what that woman said about you being negative, you're just stating your view and experience. I know, apparently I'm not allowed to do that. I think she wanted me to say it's a fabulous cabin. I love it. 4 keys. Ooh. The negative cruise vlog referenced. It's not a negative cruise. Oh, that's about somebody else. That's not about me. I'm not going to delve into that. I'm not going to. Sorry. Max says, how are you? I'm well, thank you, Max. Thank you. Cheapest way to book a med cruise? Oh, go on Igloo and do a search filter for med cruises and see which one comes up cheapest. That's probably the best way of doing it, to be honest with you. Don't go. I've got to go in a minute. I always book direct. Victoria from Gloucestershire will attest to the fact I do that. I don't. I'm not saying I've had bad experiences with TAs, but I've never really gained much from it. And I like being a control freak, and I like doing everything myself. I don't like having to wait for someone to get back to me to do something. It feels like there's an in-between person, and I don't need that in my life. I just don't. Sorry. I am ignoring anyone being negative towards me. Don't worry. Well, I'm not ignoring them. I'm just not taking on board their comments. I just tell you about it. 76 days, says Chrissy, into our patron meetup. It's going to be awesome. Gloucestershire, wash yourself before long haul flights. Yes. If you haven't noticed, because I am half deaf, I think that heightens my sense of smell as well. And yes, I've got into all sorts of trouble about discussing BO, but I absolutely think as a grown adult, a capable grown adult, we are all capable of looking after our hygiene. And someone did say to me, it's disgusting what you've said, Jamie. Sometimes airports can make people very stressed and sweat. Well, you know what? Airports sell deodorant as well. So get stressed, sweat, have BO, go and have a wash and put your deodorant on before you get on the plane. Or use the toilet on the plane and freshen up. I mean, like putting obstacles in the way of staying hygienic is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. We can all try our best. We really can. Look, I think this might be the longest I've ever spoken to you all. It's like an hour and 15 minutes nearly. And I'm so sorry I didn't get through to everyone's comments. Chris Jones, you've retracted a message and you can't do that here because we are all friends. Listen, thank you all for your support. I'm so sorry I won't be with you next Monday. I will be thinking of you, bobbing away somewhere in the Atlantic, heading for mischievous Madeira. I will be back the following Monday, and I'm hoping to have some updates for you as well from Manif and another update from P&O. If not, though, of course, we'll be talking all things P&O Azura and that cruise, and that will be so much closer to our fabulous Iona cruise. It's going to be brilliant. I'm sure so many of you here are going to be on board. And then I'm going to Bali. Can I just also do a shout out, please, for Mr. and Mrs. Lost? You have to put up with an awful lot from your daughter. She's a cheeky little mare, and you have my utmost respect and admiration. And also, Mr. Lost, I'm really sorry that I nearly pushed you off a rope course once from very, very high up. It was only about 300 feet, though. It's fine. Right. This has been fun, as always. Thank you for your support. I won't see you next Monday. I'll see you the Monday after. I'll be around online. Come over to FaceAche if you want to see what's going on. But be warned, I'll be having a nose at your stuff as well. Come over to Patreon. Come over to Cameo. Come over to X, Threads, Instagram, any platform except for TikTok. I'm far too old. Right. I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Love you lots. Mwah.